Hello, Assalamualaikum. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good hump day. Happy Wednesday. My name is Iki, and welcome to the Catalyst Show. And this is Live with Iki. For those who don't know, I do this weekly talk show, weekly video where I talk about personal finance, I talk about insurance, I talk a lot of things money related, mainly because this is the stuff that I like, this is the stuff that interests me. I happen to know a couple of things about it, and so I like to share about that, right? So the whole purpose of why I do this, and I'm doing a regular slot every week, is because I know that this is something that a lot of people care about, a lot of people want to know about as we go older, as we get our first job, as we, get a little bit more money, and we start managing, trying to figure out what's the right thing to do. I think ramai orang yang really they want to know what is the right thing to do, tapi tak sure what is the best way to go about it. And usually it's just like 1-2 questions before they can make the right decision, before they can really nail down what they want to do and how to plan out their finances. So that's what I did this for, to give people an avenue so that they can ask. So if you're watching right now, you can ask me anything. If you're watching this later, you can still ask me as well, because it'll be there, it'll pop out, and I can address that accordingly. Right. So today I wanted to talk about like the people who don't need insurance, which is rich people. It's interesting because today we had like a whole training session, because we do that every week. This is the Catalyst Town Hall, and one of the things that came up in terms of an objection is when people say that they are rich, they have a lot of money, so they don't need insurance. And sometimes we have that situation lah. Ada orang yang kita jumpa and memang dia sangat banyak duit. They got lots of money, they got a couple of houses, they got all the estates already. Memang ada banyak duit yang liquid, letak dekat maybe other investment instruments, and they got it sorted out lah. That means they can pay. Should the need arise, they can pay for it. It's not an issue. And I'm sure some of you have even heard that, where people from the previous generation, especially people who are older, maybe diorang pun successful masa 5-10 years ago. So they have a lot of money since back then. And so masa dulu memang insurance tak popular kan. Insurance is not widely talked about back then. So bukan benda yang sangat common yang orang ambil immediately. And so ramai juga sebenarnya people from the older generations, people who are older, who are not insured, because masa tu tak ada. And by the time dah ada, ataupun dia ada awareness, atau they want to pick it up, mungkin dah ada penyakit, they have some kind of sickness, maybe something a bit more serious where they can't take it anymore, ataupun as simple as high blood pressure ke, they might have diabetes ke, things like that, and so they don't get insured anymore. So this is very common. Orang yang ada duit tapi tak ada insurance, jadi from their money they spend a big chunk. You guys kenal orang macam ni? Ada pernah dengar orang yang macam bayar duit sendiri whenever they get hospitalized, whenever they need to get treated ke apa ke? If you know what I'm talking about, then just say yeah, you know someone like that. Because truth be told, I have met a few people like this. And when we meet, when we talk about their finances, tengok balik, review diorang punya scenario, review their finances, and memang in terms of affordability, memang diorang boleh bayar. Even if hospital bill beratus-ratus ribu pun, diorang memang boleh bayar. They have that money that they can take out and use for, so they're not really concerned. Kalau macam anak sakit ke benda ke, when you have so many millions, all these things all don't matter. And I have met people like this. And so at first when they talk to me about it, diorang nak cakap more kepada investment lah, because I'm really into property investment, something that I like. I enjoy reading up about it or knowing about it. I went for a property investment course last year, so I memang suka benda tu. So we have conversations about this all the time. So diorang cakap pasal property lah kan, cakap pasal property, cakap pasal the other investment that diorang buat. Jadi when it comes to insurance, it's something that they don't feel like they need. And so I wanted to talk about that today, because the truth is, memang rich people, when I say rich people means like not millionaires, I'm talking about at least multi-millionaires, memang dia sebenarnya tak perlukan insurance pun, because should anything happen, dia boleh keluarkan all the money and just pay for the bill. Because if let's say hospital bill 100,000 ke 200,000 ke, which is like a lot of people punya annual limit, they can just take it out and pay it off. So they are right in a way. What is it all for, kan? And these people, when we talk about income protection, that means berapa banyak dia nak protect. Kalau let's say you kena penyakit, you get to pay out a certain amount untuk protect dia punya income. They don't really need that as well, sebab dia ada dividend yang dia dah letak dekat bank. That means setiap bulan memang dia dapat duit, atau every year dia dapat dividends, they just withdraw, dia guna duit tu untuk survive. So ideally sebenarnya income protection pun tak perlu, sebab duit tu dah ada. So when it comes to need, okay, need is a heavy word lah. Keperluan, kan, keperluan dengan kehendak, and need is a very heavy word. And in this situation, I do agree that it is not a need, but it is more of a smart financial decision. It's a smart financial decision because it's a bit like hedging your bets. Maksudnya, it's a tool to avoid you losing a lot more, kan? So when we talk about need, of course they don't need it, they can't afford it, they can't pay for it. Tapi just like macam kalau kita nak beli barang, let's say kita nak beli phone ke, kan, kalau kita boleh dapat lagi murah dekat kedai ni, kenapa kita nak beli lagi mahal dekat kedai ni? Dia macam tu lah, macam we always want to get the better deal, betul tak? Especially if it's the same thing, kan? So it's a bit like that, and we want a better deal. And so for the people with money, orang yang memang ada duit, memang can afford to pay for all their bills, ataupun don't need income protection, whatever, of course as a need, you don't need to. Just like how I don't need to find a cheaper option of things, I boleh just beli yang paling mahal. Tapi kenapa tak get a better deal? Kenapa tak try to avoid that scenario altogether? And so that's kind of like what it is, you know. Sebab life insurance, for example, where kita gunakan, some people use it for income protection. And income protection, I think, is more relevant kepada orang yang memang kalau dia tak ada income, they will suffer. So for them memang benda tu income protection lah. But for the people with a lot of money, it might not necessarily to be replacing dia orang punya income, sebab dia tak perlukan benda tu. But it is a smart way to manage your risk, to mitigate your risk. Sebab kalau apa-apa yang berlaku, tak ada benda yang ROI dia lagi tinggi daripada life insurance. If something happens in terms of a critical illness, in terms of permanent disability, in terms of death, there's nothing that has a higher ROI than life insurance. Because dia punya ratio, of course it depends on age. Dia gantung pada you punya umur, gantung pada you punya pekerjaan, and also you punya gender, smoking or not. There's some of the things yang kita consider. Tapi the ratio is about 1 to 1,000. That means kalau you bayar RM1, you boleh beli RM1,000 worth of money lah. I mean, this will vary according to people, tapi I just cakap generally lah. That's kind of like how much the ratio is like. So let's say if you're paying RM1,000, you will essentially get like RM1,000,000 worth of coverage. So that ratio is very high in terms of how much you can get based on that. So it's a smart tool because it is a way for you to mitigate that risk, and you don't have to sell things ataupun withdraw money that's already secure that you pay for. I mean, as much as we have money, right? As much as you have lots of estate, kan? In a scenario where let's say you ada multiple houses, orang yang memang dah ada banyak rumah, ada some money here, and all this sorted, dapat dividends all the time. Tapi bila something yang macam ni berlaku, something yang very serious, something yang very heavy, you mungkin tak ada choice, no choice but to either sell the house to liquidate. Not that you don't have the house to sell, you can, you own it, it's yours, you boleh jual, liquidate, ataupun you boleh keluarkan you punya investments to pay for it. Tetapi wouldn't it be nicer for everything to still move smoothly? That means dividends still masuk as per usual, rumah still ada dekat situ untuk appreciate in value, you still dapat you punya rental returns, rental yield, semuanya bergerak seperti biasa sahaja. Sebab kalau ada apa-apa, all the unexpected things, there is this thing that helps to pay for all the costs, where you don't have to tap into all these other resources. And that's the way I look at it when it comes to scenario. Of course, different people got different needs. It's not fair for me to say that everybody needs income protection or everybody needs like debt cancellation, because some people, they don't have debts, dia nak bayar. Tapi it's just a smart financial tool that we can use so that kita tak perlu sentuh duit-duit kita yang dah tersusun dengan elok, dengan cantik. And that is how we can build legacy. Because maybe for our generation, for us to pay for untuk kita punya own needs ke, untuk kita punya own treatments ke, untuk kita punya own income ke, kita boleh gunakan, kita boleh jual, kita boleh survive. Tapi if we want it to be a legacy play where we want to pass it on to the next generation, kalau kita nak jadi the next Rockefeller kan, in case you don't know, that's like a rich family. You want to be the next, I don't know, what's another rich family? I don't know. You tell me. But where they pass on the assets generation to generation, maksudnya sampai cucu cicit pun dapat hidup from there. That means kita kena have a smart way to preserve our wealth. Takkanlah kita setiap kali something crisis happen je, kita nak jual rumah tu. And so some of the sad stories maybe you've heard is where very rich family, they have all these assets, dia punya father ke, dia punya grandfather yang built up all of this money, tapi bila satu crisis berlaku dia dah tak ada, then family dia mungkin tak dapat nak continue the business, ataupun not as smart atau not as good to run the business, start selling the assets one by one. They start selling rumah dekat sini, kondo dekat sini, business dekat sini, tanah dekat sini. They start selling to survive because they don't have the ability, the strength, the knowledge to be able to make it just like their previous generation. Alamak, penyek penguin. Okay, sorry. So that's why it's a shame, because kita tak dapat continue kita punya legacy, the legacy of our grandparents or our parents, simply because we have a lot of money and we don't need it. Alright, so need is a loaded word. Need is a very big, strong word. Tapi in terms of a smart financial decision, why not just take a small portion so that we don't have to touch it? That's kind of how it works. So I want to talk about like in a business sense, atau in an investor punya sense. You know, in the stock market world, kan? In the investment world, we have options, kan? Kita ada futures, kita ada warrants, kita ada banyak different tools. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to bore you with all that stuff unless you're into it, kan? Tapi kita ada option di mana, if I want to, I can buy this option untuk beli this stock in the future dengan harga ni. Maksudnya, mungkin ada a certain amount, but I'm holding on to this option. So bila masa tu sampai, kalau I nak, sebab I dah beli option ni, I boleh beli that stock at that price in the future. Itulah, dia macam perjanjian. Maksudnya kita bukannya beli benda tu terus, tapi kita beli peluang untuk membeli share tu in the future, if that makes sense. So kita tak ada that share, kita hanya ambil ni untuk chance to buy it in the future. Kenapa? Sebab kita nak lock down the price. No problem, Tuan Abid. Smart financial tools. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So benda tu ada. It's a tool. It's a financial tool that people use in the stock market because they want to secure the price. Dia tak nak ada some kind of risk where benda tu akan naik dan dia tak dapat nak capture. So in a way, I kind of look at that as it's a bit like of an insurance as well, because you want to capture the value, you want to keep that store of value in the future. So you beli kat sini, mungkin you tak gunakan that option untuk beli in the future, mungkin you biarkan sahaja sebab mungkin harga dia not as what you want. Jadi you biarkan sahaja, tapi benda tu ada cost. Kita bayar cost yang kecil supaya kita tak akan rugi potensi yang besar. That's how it works, kan? So that's kind of like how insurance is, right? Like you pay a small amount so that you don't have to bleed a big amount in the future should something happen. And you know, risk management is a tool yang memang we use for many things. Even for currency, kan, people who ada international business where kita constantly ada trading, kan. That means you're in the import-export business, for example, where you're buying things, bringing it into Malaysia all the time, import daripada China ke, from the US ke, from Europe ke apa, you bring it in and you jual, and then your whole business structure depends on that. Tapi kalau euro naik ke, USD naik ke, ataupun renminbi naik ke, the value, then it will affect your ability to import, to beli. Jadi your margins pun akan lari. Jadi pun tak boleh nak jual at the same price yang you jual. And so ada orang yang mitigate this risk as well, because they want to lock down the currency price at a certain amount. So they have tools to do that, so that apa-apa pun kita dah mitigate, kita dah lock down the price at this amount. And all those things have a cost. There's a cost for all these things. There's an opportunity cost, the amount yang kita pay untuk lock that down, untuk keselamatan supaya tak perlu bayar lebih in the future. So that's how I look about insurance. That's how I look at insurance when it comes to people with money, with assets, with lot of cash or lot of assets that they can use. It is a smart financial tool. That's what it is. It might not be protection per se for people like that. It might not be like something that is apa ni, life or death situation, because you have the other money that you can use to pay for it. But if it's a smart way to make sure that kita tak ada dalam scenario where kita kena liquidate benda yang kita tak nak liquidate, why not? Right. Thank you Abid, thanks for watching. Good job to you too. Putri pun ada. How are you guys? Who's in here anyway? Putri here, Hafifi, Assalamualaikum, Ifah, Min, hi, Chen Jun, Juan pun ada, Ash. Thanks for tuning guys. And thank you for sharing. I saw some of you shared this video, so thank you, I appreciate that. Thanks for your comments, thanks for liking, I appreciate it. Hopefully it brings value to someone else who might stumble into it, who might watch it. But I wanted to talk about it simply because of that. Because maybe kita selalu dengar pasal insurance, and it's very common, and this is the same thing that I said earlier on as well. Like, we have so many life planners, so many agents in Malaysia, people talking about insurance all the time. We have so many insurance agents in Malaysia, right? And so we might hear it a lot. That means people sharing, people talk about their experiences, people share about their knowledge. But just because something tu orang selalu cakap, just because something tu orang selalu explain or selalu share, doesn't make it any less important. You know what I mean? Just because benda tu macam sangat cliche ke apa ke, alah, habis pasal ni, tak habis pasal ni. Just because it's cliche, or just because it is something that's common, doesn't make it any less important. And so I mean, you know, I mean recently, I don't really want to talk about this, but I guess I'll say it. But recently, a very good close friend of mine got diagnosed with cancer, you know. And that is sad on its own, but what's sad is like the way that he told us was more like a reminder why we should get covered more. Kata, okay, I just got diagnosed with this, this is why you guys need to get covered more. And I'm like, wow, this is how you're gonna tell this to us? This is how you're gonna tell us that you have cancer? So it's been a rough couple of days. I think, you know, the mood is kind of down overall about that. Assalamualaikum, Tuan Memis CCTV, kawan Titan ni, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. And so when he said it like that, and dia cakap pasal benda tu, which made me really think about that lah. Just because it's cliche, just because benda tu orang selalu cakap, doesn't mean that benda tu tak penting. It doesn't mean that it's not something that we should stop talking about, right? And so that's why lah. I mean, when it comes to these things, it's only in that situation where you start thinking about it, right? So those are the scenarios that I wanted to talk about, because no amount of money can completely secure you if you don't plan for it accordingly. You know, there's no amount of money that can be something you can rely on if you don't put it in the right places. Especially if, you know, you are a breadwinner, maksudnya you lah orang yang bawa income kepada family, you yang provide, you are the one yang bayar untuk semua benda, bayar untuk rumah, bayar untuk kereta, bayar untuk grocery semua, and you ada memang banyak harta, you ada banyak duit letak dekat bank ni, letak dekat bank tu. Tapi the truth is that if you don't put it in the right places, kalau something happens to you, that means you tak sediakan apa yang disediakan, patut disediakan, duit tu semua akan frozen, duit tu semua akan stuck. Jadi sambil kita busy nak chase duit ataupun harta ataupun aset yang kita nak paskan kepada family kita, kalau kita tak uruskan dengan betul, if you don't really put it in the places where they have access to it, then macam seolah-olah rugi jugalah kita buat benda tu. Sebab kita punya niat tu dah elok. Niat tu ialah kita nak help them, secure for them, nak bagi yang terbaik untuk anak-anak, nak bagi all the best for them to be able to rely on, nak hantar kepada the best schools. Tapi kalau access to that money tu tak ada, what is the point, you know? I mean, it's a whole complicated matter lah, because it might be frozen. Maksudnya mungkin kita kena go through a few months of process. Few months it's at least 3 months, 3 to 6 months at least, kalau tak ada dispute. Kalau we nak go through the wasiat, go through the wills, nak go through faraid, this process is all very, very taxing. It takes a lot of time. If there's some dispute, you might have to go to court, nak kena argue. Mungkin dia punya brother ke, dia punya uncle ke nak cuba ambil duit tu. Jadi kalau kita tak prepare, if we're not really prepared for it, all the money yang kita sediakan, yang kita usaha, kita kerja, kita nak pass our family, defeats the purpose. You know? Wah, Tuan Rizal Man, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Kak In pun ada juga. Hi, hello. So that's why preparing for this is something that I'm very passionate about. I talk about this a lot. Like I said, even though it's cliche, I'll keep talking about this because that's how important it is, and that's why I do this channel. That's why I do this weekly show, because I want to give people the opportunity to hear it, dengar secara pasif. Mungkin you nak belajar daripada rumah, mungkin you nak dengar daripada rumah, nak baring-baring sambil tanya soalan kan. If I can provide that, I'll be very happy, you know. So if you guys do have any questions, is there anything that you want to ask regarding all of this, regarding finance, regarding how to manage it, please feel free to. Waalaikumsalam Kak. Thanks for tuning in, right? So please do. I just hope for this to be a platform where I can help you guys tackle some problems, some issues, or like some confusion in regards to how to manage it. Of course, you know, if you have other providers that you can find another place to get the things that you need, then go ahead. But if I can even just give the advice, I'll be very happy about that. Because you know, in my career, in what I do, memang ini career yang sad story career. Kita sangat-sangat selalu dengar sad stories, sad scenarios, because we hear sharing all the time. And so mungkin kita dengar dengan abnormal amount, you know. Jadi mungkin that's why kita lebih paranoid daripada orang yang biasa, sebab kita selalu dengar kan. So for the normal people, mungkin benda ni is not something yang very common that you hear, and you don't really experience it so much. So maybe we take it a bit lighter lah, because kita tak selalu dengar situasi yang orang ni tak ada ke apa benda ke. Tapi in our career memang we hear it all the time, and so that's why we know that these things are real, you know. So yes, to recap again, if you have a lot of money, you don't need insurance. You don't need to buy it. You don't need to take it on. You don't need to, but it's just the smartest thing to do. It's a smarter thing to do. If you guys know the financial financial planning, financial management punya pyramid, there's a bit of a pyramid. Maybe I'll draw it the next time. Maksudnya different tiers of apa yang kita put on. So there's a pyramid. The lowest tier maksudnya apa yang paling basic dulu, benda yang paling asas yang kita buat sebelum kita start investing. So there's a lower risk investment. So there is like income protection, wealth protection. Then there's wealth accumulation. So there's the distribution. So there's all these phases that we go through. And at the bottom of the pyramid, the base of it, the most important is the protection part. Sebab bila kita mula-mula nak dapat some income, kita mula nak dapat some asset, mula nak dapat some money, kita ada tu sahaja. So apa yang kita ada tu, itu sahaja. Jadi kalau kita tak ada benda tu lagi, then semua benda akan crumble. Walaupun kita invest dekat tempat lain, kalau apa-apa yang kita tak dapat peluang ataupun tak dapat kudrat untuk teruskan kerja, terus buat apa yang kita patut buat, terus dapatkan gaji ataupun dapatkan income, then semua benda akan crumble. Savings yang kat atas tu semuanya akan digunakan untuk survive. Rumah-rumah yang kita beli semua tu akan dijual untuk survive. Jadi that's why when it comes to financial planning punya pyramid, paling bawah, the bottom is memang protection. Because based on what we have, that little, we protect it first. That's why we have extra money where we start growing it. And bila kita ada lagi banyak duit, kita boleh take a bigger risk. Maksudnya kita boleh start buying maybe properties ke. Properties pun quite safe. And some people start getting into like the stock market with the money yang diorang boleh afford to lose. And then they can be even more riskier. Dia boleh masuk kepada cryptocurrency ke, ataupun if they are the kind of people who like to start a business, dia boleh gunakan duit tu sebagai capital untuk start a business. We can get riskier as we go up. And finally, it's about distribution. So at the base, at the core of it is about the protection. But when it comes to the top, if you're talking dengan orang yang ada banyak duit, orang yang memang have a lot of assets, this is a distribution tool. That means it's one of the fastest way for us to distribute the amount of money kepada orang yang perlukan at that scenario, daripada kita nak jual rumah. So orang kaya tu tadi, mungkin kalau dia ada, dia boleh jual lagi. Kalau dia tak ada, benda frozen. Jadi inilah tempat yang paling cepat, because within 5 days insurance boleh pay out as fast as 5 days from the scenario lah, what happens lah. If you have critical illness, 5 hari lepas critical illness. Kalau you kena permanent disability, 5 hari. Kalau you death pun 5 hari. So benda yang paling cepat. Kalau benda yang lain mungkin 3 bulan, 6 bulan. It depends on the scenario. Yeah. Okay gini, semua senyap, takut je tengok. So if you guys get what I'm saying, just you can tell me that you understand, you get it. You can press some likes ke and all that. Assalamualaikum Mas Razaitun, Yang Ahmad. Ni family ni. Tuan Hazlan, ni pun another life planner juga, another agent juga, very very experienced kan. So thanks for tuning in, guys. So I wanted to talk about that. It's just a smarter thing to do. To give you another example, because I used to work on one of the golf tournaments in Malaysia. You might know it. So it's a golf tournament, and then I learned that sebenarnya dekat golf tournaments ni, kalau you guys are familiar dengan golf, selalunya dia akan ada kereta. Selalunya akan ada kereta, dia akan letak dekat one of the holes. Dia orang akan decide lah. Kan golf kan ada banyak holes kan. So the 18 hole tu, one of the holes tu dia akan letak satu kereta if it's a big tournament, and then dia akan panggil that hole is the hole in one punya hole. Maksudnya kalau during that hole let's say lah hole nombor 6 ke apa kan, nombor 6 tu could be the hole in one punya hole. So that means at that place, kalau orang dapat hole in one, dia akan menang kereta tu. Maksudnya kereta tu akan jadi dia punya lah. Biasanya BMW ke, Mercedes ke, whatever kind of tournament that it is. And so when they swing, if it's a hole in one, kereta tu akan diberikan. And masa the event that I managed to, BMW was a sponsor. So kereta yang diletak dekat the golf course tu untuk display yang cantik tu is BMW car lah. Very very nice car, very beautiful, and diorang memang one of the official sponsors of the event. But what I learned is that even though they are sponsors of the event, diorang bukannya bagi kereta tu terus. Bukannya kalau ada orang hole in one, dia akan ambil kereta daripada stok dia, lepas tu bagi satu dekat orang yang menang tu. Dia bukannya tiba-tiba keluarkan daripada showroom, drive out and give to the orang yang berjaya buat hole in one. What I found out is sebenarnya ada hole in one insurance. So that is an insurance untuk hole in one punya scenario. Ada company yang provide, jadi dia akan kira risiko untuk orang dapat buat hole in one in that hole. Maksudnya berapa kerap orang dapat buat hole in one, how often orang boleh swing dan boleh masuk terus dekat situ. Dia akan ada some kind of statistic. Dia akan kira what's the cost, what's the probability. Jadi based on that cost, dia akan charge cost untuk hole in one tu saja. It could be a few thousand lah, I don't know exactly how many thousand it was but a few thousand untuk bayar for that risk. Jadi kalau ada orang berjaya buat hole in one tu, bukannya BMW tadi yang kena bagi kereta tu. Apa yang berlaku ialah insurance company akan beli kereta tu, akan keluarkan the payout, beli kereta tu untuk bagi kepada orang yang menang. So even BMW in that scenario is managing dia punya risk. Hello Tuan Asip, how are you? I hope the talks went well for you. Tuan Asip is a professional image consultant and a lot more, which I'm looking forward to seeing more and more, insyaAllah. So the scenario just now is that diorang pun tak nak tiba-tiba je, like let's say you nak sponsor an event and you sponsor kereta. Diorang pun tak nak tiba-tiba dalam dia punya balance sheet tolak 500,000 sebab terpaksa bagi kereta bila kalah kat situ. They cannot afford to tiba-tiba ada risiko macam tu, tiba-tiba alamak kena bayar 500,000 gone. So they cannot manage their punya finances for the year. So what do? Mitigate the risk by buying a hole-in-one insurance. Kalau apa-apa jadi, jadilah. Jadi cost diorang tu just that amount. Tak tahu lah, maybe 7,000 ke 8,000 ke, just that amount dia bayar. And so kalau apa-apa jadi, diorang tak perlu nak tiba-tiba alamak kita rugilah this time sebab kita ada 500,000 kereta kita kena bagi. Diorang tak perlu nak lalui risiko tu because it's already been paid for by mitigating the risk through insurance. Right. So it's just a smarter thing to do. If you have money, if you don't have money, it's just not smart to not have it because you don't have anything else. If you don't have a lot, if you don't have a lot of money, you pun tak ada banyak savings ke apa benda ke, it's just not a smart thing to not have. Benda tu dah jadi wajib actually if you don't have money. But when you have a lot of money, when you're rich, benda tu dah jadi a smart financial management tu. Sama macam tadi tu. If big companies are trying to avoid the risk, kita nak kurangkan risiko kita tak kurangkan tiba-tiba nak kena ada a big amount yang kita kena bayar, that's the way that it is. Right? And so a lot of these plans as well is an investment linked plan. Maksudnya dia ada returns. Kita boleh dapat returns balik. Dia macam ada investment tool jugalah untuk help to mitigate the cost untuk insurance tu. Tapi Kalau nothing happens, kita still ada returns dekat situ. Kalau something happens, dia punya ROI is higher than anything else, if that makes sense. So of course, mungkin ada banyak cara lagi yang kita boleh invest duit di mana kita akan dapat returns yang lagi tinggi. Contohnya of course, kalau kita start business tu menjadi, memang banyak dia punya return. Ataupun kita masuk kepada a good fund di mana risiko dia tinggi, tiba-tiba return sangat bagus. Of course kita tak boleh nak beat that thing in terms of returns. Tetapi apa yang kita ada ialah the ROI. Kalau benda tu berjadi, the returns, kalau apa yang kita insure tu berlaku, tak ada yang lagi tinggi daripada tu. So kita nak avoid this uncertainty, especially when you have a lot kan. You have a lot to lose. I mean, you have a lot, tapi why would you want to lose and risk it all in that way kan? Tuan Muhammad Syafiq, Assalamualaikum. Tuan Imran, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. So I've just been sharing about how it's a smart financial tool. For rich people, just to recap, for people who are rich, insurance might not be a need, but it's just a smart financial tool for them to use to mitigate risk. Nak kurangkan apa-apa risiko yang kita tak nak tiba-tiba je, alamak, ada amount yang ni kita kena keluarkan. Alamak, aku kena jual rumah ni untuk survive. Yeah, we don't want that risk kan. Kita nak simpan, kita nak let it be. Of course, even real estate, we want to keep it for the long run sebab ada appreciation dan kita boleh masih sewakan. So kenapa kita nak jual? So macam mana kita nak jadi a legacy builder? Macam mana kita nak build legacy? Macam mana kita nak passkan our wealth to the next generation? Kalau apa-apa jadi, kita sibuk jual je, kita sibuk liquidate, kita sibuk just lelongkan. It's just sad kan. So the fact that kita ada banyak rumah lelong pun agak sedih juga. That means people somewhere either got into a bad scenario, hilang banyak duit ke, ataupun mungkin orang tu dah tak ada ke. So that means someone probably poorly managed dia punya finances. Personal finance is very, very important. It's something that is close to my heart lah. Something that I'm very passionate about, because it breaks my heart bila kita dengar that banyak orang yang dekat Malaysia ni, especially muda-muda yang ada bankruptcy, become bankrupt because of credit card debt. So it's as simple as that. So whatever that you use, of course kita kena bayar, and there's no such thing as benda tu free. Cuma apakah benda yang lagi pandai, what is the smartest way to spend it on, to use our money. Right, just like how credit card, it is not smart for us to bayar minimum and then kena interest daripada bank, sebab it's very high, because the interest can be 14%, 18% depending on the card. So kalau 14 to 18%, you imagine kalau kita jimat duit dekat ASB pun return maybe like what, 7%, 8%. So selagi kita ada outstanding dekat kad kita, kalau kita simpan ke ASB, sebenarnya kita alami kerugian all the time, because ni lagi tinggi daripada sini. So that's just not a smart financial thing to do. So it's the same thing as this. This is mitigating the risk. It's just not smart for us to put out a lot of money, keluarkan a lot of money to pay for the treatment ke, ataupun all the expenses yang kita kena bayar ke, all the household punya payment ke, when we are not able to work, or you don't have that money anymore. Yeah. I hope it's clear so far. Kalau ada apa-apa yang you guys not sure, you want to ask, please feel free to. I'll be happy to address any of your concerns. Like I mentioned, this whole channel is mainly to help give an avenue for people who are not sure about what's the right financial thing to do, on how to mitigate their own risk. Assalamualaikum, Liana and Ika. Wah, segan lah bila all these finance people semua tune in. Scared if I say something wrong. No lah, inshallah it's right lah. I'm more of a protection guy. I'm very, very big on protection. I believe that, so that's me lah. So that's what I tackle and talk about most of the time. I believe strongly in insurance. I believe strongly in protection, because insurance never made anyone go bankrupt. Having insurance never made anyone go bankrupt, but not having it has done so many times. Pada orang kan, it's sad sometimes when we meet orang yang kata, tak apalah kalau aku tak ada nanti, my spouse pandai-pandai lah, my family pandai-pandai lah, nanti diorang pandai lah jaga diri. Maybe because it's a bit short-sighted lah, sebab kita tak tahu apa yang dia kena lalui. And on top of that, kalau kita tinggalkan hutang lagi, itu itu lagilah sedih. Dalam kita tak tinggalkan something yang diorang boleh guna untuk survive, kita tinggalkan hutang lagi. Itu lagi sedih. So that's why I do all the sharing. Alright, so I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you also for sharing. Thanks also for liking and commenting to this video. I hope it brings value to someone out there. That's about it for me. So have a good time. Tomorrow we're gonna do some kind of gathering about the thing that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, we're all just praying for the best. If you know what I'm talking about, maybe you'll find out tomorrow or whatever. But please help pray for my friend. Please help pray for almost like my brother lah, you know. I hope that everything will be okay. I hope that he will recover fully, and I hope it's not anything too serious lah. Right, so see you guys, take care. This has been the Catalyst Show. If you want to learn more about personal finance, you want to learn more about insurance, you want to know about, you know, stuff related to money, you can find us on Facebook, hashtag the Catalyst Show. Very happy and very proud of the teams, but constantly putting out content, putting out videos. They do this because we find that might not be enough content or more knowledge where people boleh sit back and learn in their own passive way. So they do a lot of these videos. You can check it out at in your Facebook. Just look for hashtag the Catalyst Show, and this is my own personal session, personal channel that I do every week on Wednesdays. So you can look forward to it. If anything that you're not sure about, you want to ask me, you can ask me in my next episode, which is next week on Wednesday as well. So thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night. Take care.